Just as new stars form out of the dust and heat of the collapsed and gone, today's makers and doers and thinkers have sprung from the energy and achievements of our ancestors.
It was just people saying, this needs to happen. And they took it upon themselves to make it happen.
Give me liberty or give me death speech was up in Churchill. And like, to think about how that went down here.
There is not a moment where we can't credit those people.
They did what they needed to do. They resisted and opposed because it was the right thing to do.
We clearly don't have a painless history as a city.
We just continue generation after generation, calling upon the next ones. I can remember my mother saying, she will sit by my knee because she will learn everything I know.
As Richmonders, it has sometimes felt as if our collective narrative was a broken record. Our actions have often been framed within the context of our history, as either in support of it or in tension with it. But our history is not just symbolic.
Richmond is the future built upon the past that starts with our present.
I think a lot of artists, a lot of creative people in town are trying to be producers and to really add to the cultural life of our city while confronting our storied history.
When I fully engaged in activism in town was the huge list of things that were waiting for somebody to say, that's not okay.
To look at where the city started and what it stood for and where we are today speaks volumes to Richmond as a community.
Richmond is a continuously shifting and changing history. And we Richmonders, the entrepreneurs, the collaborators, the rebels, we alone are not trailblazers. All of us, in all of our industries and niches, have had scouts before us, adopted ancestors who worked hard and laid their own brick in Richmond's cultural foundation.
Long term, what is our story going to sound like?
Richmond just feels kind of ripe for that energy of what's next.
It's the city that burned down completely, and we had to rebuild that. I mean, if we talk about a place that makes.
I don't have to do everything the normal way. I can do it the way I want and the way I'm comfortable with.
You can have an impact on how you want the city to be and how you want to live here.
Let's make ourselves people who humanity can be proud of.
Our connecting threads inspire us to collaborate and celebrate, but we were merely handed the torch. It's our mission to keep it burning.
I really just draw inspiration for a lot of my peers in Richmond who seem to be realizing the potential to make the city in our image and create the sort of community we want to be a part of.
When things click, you can kind of feel that synergy, and it's like the world's telling you you're making the right choices. And when you get to create in that kind of an environment, it changes you.
People walk into town now, show up, and do.
I like the fact that we ask that why not question a lot about a lot of things that we do.
People are super willing to give you advice and help and tell their story, and that's where some of the most incredible ideas come from, is just asking for a bit of advice, and then you're launched into the next step.
Our family is not just our flesh and blood. It's the uncommon people whose shoulders we stand on, and the uncommon people who will stand on our shoulders in the future. Because when we're gone, there will be others, building on our achievements, grateful for what we've done, and we'll join the dust of the Richmonders before us. It'll be our turn to make new stars.
It's not done. The story is never finished.
Richmond is vibrant. Richmond is gritty.
Richmond is the Big Bang.
Who laid the foundation for right now? Probably you.